moment for God.
Take a deep breath. You are never alone. God's presence is always here. Open your heart. Cleanse your mind and receive today's scripture.
The focus is 1 Corinthians 11.1. It says, "Be imitators of me, just as I also am of Christ."
It's a powerful one, short but deep.
Exactly. And our mission here, yours and ours, is to figure out what this actually means for you today. We're just using the verse itself, really looking closely.
Right.
And you might be surprised. It seems simple, but there's a lot here about, well, leadership, learning, even personal responsibility.
Yeah, what strikes me first is, Paul's angle here. He's not saying follow me because I'm great. It's different.
How so?
Well, he's pointing past himself, isn't he?
Yeah.
Towards Christ. It's like he's saying, look, I'm trying my best to follow Jesus. Watch how I do it, and maybe that helps you figure out how you can do it.
Ah, okay. So it's offering a pattern, not demanding loyalty to herself.
Precisely. It's this idea of being a transparent example.
Mm-hmm.
And that takes, well, authenticity, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You have to be willing to live your faith out in the open.
Okay, right. Let's make that real for you listening. Who do you look at whose life maybe inspires you or you admire?
Mm-hmm.
And then flip that around. Who might be watching you, even subtly, picking up cues from how you live?
That's the core of it. This verse really gets into that whole dynamic of spiritual mentorship. Finding examples, but also realizing we are examples too.
Yeah, and thinking about when this was written, the early church context.
Oh, definitely. Written scripture wasn't, like having a book on every shelf back then.
Right. So how did people learn?
A lot of it was observation, watching more mature believers, seeing how they handle things, how they lived out their faith day to day.
So this verse was encouraging that kind of culture.
Exactly. A culture of discipleship, learning together, growing together, mutual support, accountability, kind of like learning any skill by watching someone who knows what they're doing.
Like an apprenticeship almost, seeing faith in action.
Pretty much.
So for you listening now, how can you apply that? Who around you embodies qualities you admire or want to develop?
And also, who might be watching your journey? Who could you maybe encourage just by how you're trying to live?
It's a two-way street then, learning and encouraging.
Which leads straight into the call for integrity, really. It's baked right into the verse.
How do you mean?
Well, if you're inviting someone, anyone, to imitate you, even implicitly, your life needs to actually reflect what you claim to follow.
So reflecting Christ's character, things like...
Right, like humility, love, striving for holiness, for what's right. And importantly, it's not about putting on a show.
No outward appearances.
No. It's got to be about genuine interchange that, works its way out. It's not about perfection, obviously.
Right. Nobody's perfect.
But it's about the direction, the intention, the authenticity of the effort.
That's a challenge, though, living transparently like that, consistently.
It is. It demands honesty.
So here's a question for you to reflect on. What message does your life actually send? Day to day, the real stuff, what does it communicate?
Yeah, because our lives are always communicating something, aren't they? Whether we mean them to or not.
Like being a living testimony?
Exactly that phrase. Our actions, how we respond under pressure, our choices.
Yeah.
And they all speak volumes to family, colleagues, neighbors.
Even small things can have an impact we don't realize.
Absolutely. Ripple effects.
Okay, so let's try and pull this together. 1 Corinthians 11.1 seems to be calling us to do two things, really. First, actively look for and learn from good examples, people genuinely trying to follow Christ.
Right. Be discerning learners.
And second, live our own lives with enough integrity, enough authenticity that we can be positive examples for others.
And crucially, both sides of that point towards Christ. He's the ultimate standard, the source.
Pick one specific area of your life. Could be work, could be family, maybe just a personal habit.
Okay.
And consciously think, how can I be a more Christ-like example right here, this week, even in one small way?
What one intentional step could you take?
Yeah. And just consider what might change if you really embrace that. For you, and maybe for those watching you.
It's a simple verse on the surface.
But pretty profound when you start to unpack it, huh?
Definitely food for thought.